Well, for all you Cub Cadet farm fans, what we're going to do today is pull the snow blowing equipment, the 3X snow blower, off of our Cub Cadet, our LX 50-inch, 42-inch blower, 3-stage. We'll remove it off of the Cub and show you how that goes. Take it off and then I'll put the deck back on and show you the reinstall of the deck. Great little snowblower. I'll see if I can put a clip in here of the snowblower in action this winter. I've got a short out that I just did on changing the shear pin on one of the augers. If you get one of these and you're going to blow snow with it, you have to get chains. Won't work without chains, and a counterweight. You can buy factory counterweights. They're 50 pounds a piece, I believe, maybe 25, and you put a bunch on. That is a chimney brick. I made this bracket up that you can see here, just welded up a bracket, held it on with a ratchet strap, and it worked great. But without the counterweight and without the chains, this snowblower weighs so much that it will not, it won't work. You can't push any kind of snow or do anything. So I'm gonna get on it here, take this off, and show you how that goes. Okay, I've removed the counterweight. That was no big deal. That's kind of, it just unlatches, and you know, if you had a proper counterweight, you wouldn't be doing this anyway, but this next part of the video will be all on Cub Cadet. Step number one, guys, lower the deck all the way to the bottom. That gets it out of the way of the pins to remove the snowblower attachment. Lower the handle, get the weight on the floor. So now the weight of the snowblower attachment is sitting on the floor. So basically it takes the load off of all the stuff on the bottom of the Cub. We'll do it from this side because I think the lighting's better under here. Next step is taking the belt off, the drive belt. Drive belt on this, see this pulley here, if you push on this pulley, see if I can get a better angle, if you push on this pulley, it takes the tension off of this belt, and I can push the pulley and pull the belt down off of it. Problem is I have to do it with one hand because I'm shooting this by myself. So I'll just set the camera down here and see if I can get a bit of an angle on it. Okay, so I'm going to pull this belt off of this pulley, and if I just go back here to the tensioner, push the tensioner across to the passenger side, if you will, it takes the tension off of the belt, pull it down under the pulley, and then give it a twist. There we go. So that disconnects the drive. This is the drive area here. Disconnects the drive from the drive of the tractor. This belt up here is what runs the transmission at the back end, and right here is when we put our deck back on, this will drive the deck. So now our snowblower is removed, the drive is removed. Now we just have to remove these pins. This pin right here at the top turns 90 degrees. Notice the little keeper in it. There it is there. It just goes in and sits like that. Take that one out. Do the same on the other side. This pin on the passenger side, if you will, the right hand side, I gotta pull it out. But I just need to take a little bit of load off of this area here. Gonna lift it up a little bit. Okay. There we go. Pin's out. Had to play with that one a little bit. But now, all I have to do is disconnect the front portion. So this little bracketry that they've put on here, they replace the front bumper when you buy this kit for the snowblower. Your original stock front bumper off your XT2 is removed, and they put the new front bumper, which has this bracketry to support the snowblower mechanism. So we got to pull this pin and pull this out on both sides, and that will allow us to back away from the snowblower attachment now that we've disconnected the drive. There we go. I don't know if you noticed that, but a little help from the pry bar right here. I pried up like this, and that allowed me to release that pin. So I'll do the same on the other side. Stand by. A little harder getting the pin out on this side, but pin's out. And now weight's off. There we go. We'll see, something's hanging on here. Oh, there's our, see right here are 2 pins. The lawnmower's got to go backwards off of those 2 pins. So this is the deck, or say again, the bottom of the Cub, right there. This is the snowblower attachment, and it just is sitting on these pins right here, or on these tabs. So I've just got to get the lawnmower to go backwards, or the tabs to go forward. I could drag forward on the snowblower and see if that works. Either way, it'll pop it off of there. There we go. There we go. A little lift off and away she goes. And there's the unit. All comes off as a nice unit. Drive belt. Blower adjust. There we go. Stand it up here for the summer and get on with putting the mower deck back on and taking the chains off. So as we saw before in the video, I'll put a link to it up here. The original remove the deck, change the blades, paint the deck, put the deck back on. Same thing. We're just going to roll the deck, well, sideways on the rollers, underneath the mower, hook up the drive belt, couple of brackets, and it's ready to go. So, stand by, we'll do her. There we go. Now I can lower the blades. Had to raise the blade to get the actuating arms out of the way so I could slide the deck underneath. So now I have to lower them again so that I can put the pins back through the sides. So right here is our lift for the deck. There's the pin it has to sit on. So I have to move the mower forward just a bit. And now I have to lift up the deck. Hold with one knee, lift with a hand, push with your tongue. A little bit of a pry bar underneath the edge of the deck. And push the deck onto the pin. Find your 2 little keepers that you put away somewhere so you didn't lose them. And go to the same on the other side. That one was pretty easy, but on. I can lift up the back of the deck now. If I use the handle, the lever to move the back of the deck, it comes up or down. There we go. So this rod is the steady for the front of the deck. There we go. And it just goes in through this bracket. It's got this cone-shaped washer right here so that it rides in this bracket right here a little better. So the cone-shaped washer stays up by the nuts, through the bracket, onto the front of the deck, put a pin through. Here we go. There. Now we have to hook up the drive belt. Now remember the drive belt, we've got to pull the tensioner, loosen the tensioner so we get enough pull on this belt. So I have the small 3/8 bar into the bracket on the tensioner, and this big spring right here keeps tension on the belt. So when I pull it like this, it takes the pressure off that, well, it adds pressure to that spring, but it gives us length on the belt so that we can slip the belt back onto the front drive. So I'll do that. You won't be able to see both things at the same time. That's what you need to do. There we go. So just like that, with a lot of beefing and pulling, you get the drive belt back on the pulley. Mower's back on, snowblower's off, we're ready for action. So that's another wrap of taking off the snowblower and putting the deck back on the Cub Cadet. And so now we'll just have to give it a little try here and make sure that it works. Let's try it out. Yep, blades are turning.